I have this tag that I grabbed from the Dollar Tree. They have them during the different seasons and holidays, and the backside is usually plain. So I'm going to remove my jute hanger and flip it to the back side, and I'm going to paint it using some Wise Owl Snow Owl, and I'm going to give that 2 good coats so that I have full coverage. Now, if you had to paint on the side that was decorated, you would want to sand it down a little bit and then use some primer first. I have these wooden rectangle pieces. I got them from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to have 4 of them. Using some General Finishes Antique Walnut Gel Stain, I'm going to cover all 4 with a good coat using a Gen Foam brush. And then I just take a piece of paper towel and rub in the gel stain, and this just helps remove any excess gel stain. And I'm just doing that on the front side of each piece. Once my tag was fully dry, I then took some blue painter's tape, and starting on the left side, I'm going to place 1 piece of painter's tape, take a second piece, leaving a very small line between the 2 pieces, and I'm going to repeat those steps going across the entire width of the tag. I'm then going to take some more General Finishes Antique Walnut Gel Stain, and I'm going to paint on top of the blue painter's tape, focusing on the small little gaps we left, and then remove all the excess. And then I'm going to remove the painter's tape. So now it just looks like I have a slotted board. You can make the lines thicker if you prefer that. I then have these adhesive letter stencils. I got them from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to place 1 letter on each rectangle, starting with the letter L. Then I'll place the letter O on the second rectangle, and I'm just using a popsicle stick to try to just help me put all the letters around the same area on their rectangle. And I'll repeat this until I have the word love. I'm going to use some Wise Owl Snow Owl and a little foam dabber, and I'm going to dab on top of my letter stencils. Now you want a very small amount of paint. A lot of paint will just cause bleeding when you're doing your stencil. And then you can remove the adhesive stencil and set those aside. I have a very small art brush. I'm just filling in any lines created from the stencil. Sometimes you get lines. You can certainly leave it as is, or you can just dab a little paint into that area. I went back to my tag, and I'm going to give it a light sanding. The light sanding just helps remove any imperfections. If you get brush marks, it makes the paint smooth. And in this case, I like to just sand the stained areas. It just gives it a little more distressed look. I'm going to mix together some Wise Owl Snow Owl and Republic Red to get this really pretty pink color. And once that is fully mixed, I have the word winds that I'm going to place on the blue painter's tape, and I'm going to paint that with my mixed paint. And I got these letters from Hobby Lobby. They're just in the wood cutout section. I also have these really tiny conversation hearts that I also grabbed from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to flip them over and paint the back side with the same pink color. And I have 4 of those. And now we want everything to fully dry. Once dry, I'm going to go back to my tag and my letters, and I'm going to place them on my board. I'm just using a straight edge. That just helps me get everything even. And I'm going to glue down the word love with the L and the O on the top line, and then the V and the E below that. And you can use some Elmer's wood glue if you prefer as well. Next, I'm going to take the little conversation hearts that we painted pink, and I'm going to glue them on the top of each rectangle. There was this tiny, tiny hole that I just wanted to cover up. And then we'll take the word wins and glue that on the bottom portion of the board. Now, since these are a little skinny, the letters, I just take some Elmer's wood glue and a very small art brush, and I just paint the wood glue on the back side. We added the jute hanger back to the top, and then I have this pre-made burlap bow that I'm just going to glue in that space on the top as well. And there we go. Now we just have this very inexpensive, easy Love Wins tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Paint products, tissue paper transfers, and mesh stencils can all be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget, you can also check out other tutorials on our webpage as well. Have a great day.